Podcast Answer Man, episode number 301.
Entertaining, educational, and encouraging content that makes a difference.
This is GSPN.TV.
Join the community.
Hello, everyone. This is Michael Hyatt from This Is Your Life and MichaelHyatt.com. You're listening to the man who has trained more people to podcast than anyone else on the planet. My friend Cliff Ravenscraft. He is the Podcast Answer Man.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Podcast Answer Man. My name is Cliff Ravenscraft, and this, my friends, is the podcast about podcasting, helping you take your show to the next level. It doesn't matter if you're a brand new podcaster, if you have been podcasting for many years, or you haven't quite yet recorded that first episode. There's something we can all do to take our podcast and everything else we're doing in life to the next level. That's right, my friends, and today I'm actually going to be doing something that I have neglected for way too long, and that is I am going to give you nearly an entire episode devoted to YouTube. That's right, me, Cliff Ravenscraft, the podcast audio snob, the guy who prefers audio over video for a billion different reasons. Today, almost this entire episode is going to be about YouTube, and to join me for that is my great friend, Eric J. Fisher, our social media correspondent here at GSPN.TV. He is standing by right now to actually talk with us about YouTube. And we're going to talk about how I use YouTube, some of the unique things that have changed about YouTube recently and over the years, and how we might open up and start the conversation that hopefully will go into the future. But to kick things off, though, I want to start off with something I love doing, and that is giving you my personal plug of the week. And this week, my personal plug of the week, it just warms my heart to share it with you. This is not a podcasting A to Z student. It is not somebody who is a one-on-one consultant client. This is somebody who heard me speak at the platform conference in Nashville, Tennessee. Somebody that I didn't even actually have the opportunity to meet face-to-face. She did not come up and introduce herself to me at the conference. But it is somebody who, she is someone who saw me speak, heard my message, and then said, I want to do something. And she went to learnhowtopodcast.com, went through the tutorials. Now, she did purchase my equipment package, but then she took it upon herself to take all of that information that's available for free on my website, and she has launched a podcast. In fact, if you don't mind, I've asked her if I could share some emails with Facebook. Now, I didn't ask her if I could share it on Podcast Answer Man. She has no clue that she's being featured as my personal plug of the week. But I know she will be very blessed by this. I want to read to you an email that I got from Lou Ann Clark on February 16th. This is what she wrote. She says, "Hey, Cliff, we did not officially meet at Michael Hyatt's platform conference, but I was in the audience and I was wowed by your presentation. I came home and I started looking for a place to put a recording studio. Turns out that I have a closet that looks close to perfect, and I'll be ordering equipment from you soon. I said on social media that the podcast went from 10th place on my list of priorities, and I'm now moving it to first. I am beyond excited about this. As a former broadcaster, I still yearn for my first love, radio. It looks like podcasting is the way to use my best gifts, have the most fun, and communicate my message about healthy thinking. I am a depression survivor who has learned to thrive. I am 10 years into recovery after more than 20 years of depression, and I want to share my hows with others who are suffering. Thanks again for sharing your expertise at Platform. You were already on my list. I'm a huge Dan Miller fan, and it was a real pleasure to learn from you firsthand. Thanks for the free resources on your website. I'm on lesson 7 and raring to go. I have a goal to have my podcast online by March 18th. Now, that was February 16th, all right? Now, we exchanged a couple emails back and forth, and I was very encouraged by her feedback and how much my message that I shared at Platform had inspired her. And she did purchase my Podcast Answer Man equipment package that you can find at podcastanswerman.com/equipment. She got that in, and of course that came with 2 tutorials that talk about the equipment setup, give you the overview of how that all works, and the recorder. And she did it all by herself. And on March 17th, one day before her goal of getting her show online, she wrote me another email. And this is what Luann wrote. Cliff, I wanted to let you know that my Decided Difference podcast was launched today. It's still under review in iTunes, but it's up on my blog if you want to check it out at luannclark.com. The initial feedback I'm getting is from people saying that they want to hear more, which is a win. I love my equipment, and your Podcasting 101 got me up and running. Here's a photo of my studio, and I love it. Anyway, I listened to her first episode, and it is awesome. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and play just a little bit of it for you right here, right now.
If I can do it, you can too. Let's make a decided difference.
Welcome to the Decided Difference podcast. Here we'll talk about how to overcome depression and anxiety, how to develop the habits of happiness, and how you can live happily ever after. Now, here's your host, Luann Clark.
Welcome to the very first Decided Difference podcast. Why decided difference? Well, the phrase decided difference means a strong or a distinct difference between 2 items, 2 persons, or 2 situations. For example, there's a decided difference between winter and summer where I live in my home state of Kentucky. There's also a decided difference in how I feel and live now and the way I used to feel and live. I am undeniably better than I used to be. I was in and out of depressive episodes for more than 20 years, and I took several different antidepressant drugs and also anti-anxiety drugs during that time.
All right. And if you want to hear more, I encourage you to head over to luannclark.com. And again, that's luannclark.com. That's LUANNCLARK.com. luannclark.com. Go check out our podcast. By the way, Decided Difference podcast, it's actually called A Decided Difference. If you just do a search for Decided Difference inside of iTunes, her podcast is now active and raring to go. I encourage you to subscribe. If you like her show, please give her a 5-star rating, write her a review, and be sure to let her know that you heard about her from the Podcast Answer Man. Luann Clark, I am so excited for you to mix your passion and your love and your message and getting it all out into the world through podcasting. Your story is why I do what I do. So thank you for that. All right, next up, I want to give you one other thing before we go into our very extended social media segment this week on YouTube. So Eric, please stand by me there, my friend. But anyway, I want to share with you another update on the Podcast Answer Man exclusive audio branding package from Music Radio Creative. Now, I will tell you, you guys have been responding like crazy, and I'm so excited. So many people are taking their audio branding to a whole new level by going through this exclusive package that we have with Music Radio Creative. Now, what I want to share with you right now is my good friend John Skiba. He happens to be a podcast mastermind member and a good friend, and he has the JD Blogger podcast where he helps lawyers basically promote their law firms, their independent law firms, and build their business and their brand by using social media such as social media tools, blogging, and podcasting. And check out this brand new intro for John's podcast.
The way that we practice law and market our law practices is changing.
The great news is the changes are exciting and provide more opportunities than ever before.
Join John in his journey to help you take your practice to the next level without spending thousands of dollars each month.
Welcome to the JD Blogger Podcast, helping attorney entrepreneurs market their practice through blogging, podcasting, and social media.
Here's your host, John Skiba.
Well, there you go. And of course, he has it set up to where his music will allow him to kind of talk and it'll fade out in the background as he welcomes everybody to his show. And it just continues to go, and he can even fade it out like this if he wanted to. And it's just very natural. And I just want to say great job, Mike and Isabella Russell and their team over at Music Radio Creative. If you want to learn more about my very exclusive package offer that's available only to Podcast Answer Man community members, well, then take a listen to this.
Take the sound of your podcast to the next level.
Podcast Answer Man presents an exclusive audio branding package for podcasters, where voiceovers, audio producers, singers, and musicians bring together their knowledge and talent to you. Podcasting.
Get a 1-hour web meeting with an audio branding specialist to discuss your podcast's exact audio needs.
A professional intro and outro for your podcast.
Plus, 3 jingles that you can use to transition between segments,
introduce interviews,
features, and more.
The Podcast Answer Man audio branding package from just $449 exclusively at podcastanswerman.com/audio.
Well, my friends, it is that time once again where we welcome my great friend and social media correspondent, Eric J. Fisher, to the show for our social media segment. Eric, how's it going, my friend?
It's going great.
Awesome. I am so excited to talk about today's topic. It's something that, to be honest with you, I'm not even sure why I haven't covered YouTube as much as I have. I mean, I use it all the time in my business. I use it all the time to build my brand and my platform. As a podcaster, I think it is an invaluable tool that should be used by every podcaster. And yet I just now I'm realizing that I don't talk about it a whole lot. So
hold on. You're saying that podcasters actually use video?
Well, of course, you know that podcasting is both video and audio, although I'm certainly biased towards audio. You know, I think people, I personally prefer audio podcast over video, even though I do subscribe to Leo Laporte's videos. I'm actually 2 weeks behind on Twit and MacBreak Weekly at times, just because it's so hard to find screen time to watch, whereas I could have actually listened to all that stuff in the background while doing other things. But anyway.
I confess, I actually watch Twit network shows, a select 2 or 3 on my Apple TV, and okay, confession, I skip the ads so much easier that way.
Yeah.
So anyway.
The funny thing is I used to listen to their ads when I listened to the audio. But I skip them in the video just because I certainly don't have. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, so, we were talking about YouTube.
But video is good for audio podcasters and video podcasters, obviously. And YouTube has become a very big piece of what you do. And now they've made some changes and even upgrades.
They have. You know, and before we get into talk about some of the changes and the upgrades, I do want to say this. This is something that people come to me all the time. They say, Cliff, I want to create a podcast. I'm like, great. Now, do you teach how to do video podcasting as well? And I'm like, I don't. I mean, I know how to, but no, I'm not going to teach you how to create a video podcast. I might answer some questions for you along the way, but I'm not going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a video podcast. it's just not my thing. I'm an audio podcaster. I teach people how to do quality audio podcasting. Here's the deal. What I would say is that when people come to me, the number one argument I get is, well, you don't understand. What I want to talk about is visual. It needs video. And of course, the funny thing is about almost every single person who said that eventually ended up creating an audio podcast about their very visual topic that needed video. We're talking about digital video podcasting, people who are answering questions about how to do things in digital video, all sorts of, cooking. I mean, hello, how can you do, you got the Food Network, of course, you don't hear the cooking channel on the radio. How can I talk about cooking? And in fact, you know what? I'm sure Keith Snow would not mind me reading this, but Keith, if you're listening, I'm sorry I didn't get your permission, but check this out. I'm going to go here. He says, I'm quite excited to produce better sound, and I always wanted to get equipment from you. I've been following along, and I'm so excited to see how you're progressing. Hard work and passion always pays off. I wish I would have put more time investment and excitement into my podcast rather than spend 90% of 2012 filming 20 episodes of long-form cooking shows for national TV. That aside, from looking great, do almost nothing for my bottom line. Podcasting is very powerful, Cliff. Listeners are super fans, all in capital letters. He says, I'm being blessed by delivering audio content. Now, this is a guy who, when he came to me, he was all video. I mean, he has, as a matter of fact, he's got an amazing YouTube channel, Harvest Eating. Go check it out. Harvest Eating on YouTube is awesome. He's got some of the best looking videos. It certainly rivals anything that's out there on the Food Network. And yet he's telling me right here in an email, like, man, I really wish I would have poured more into this, because that's what's moving the needle here in my brand. And so, yeah. But video is important, and he has a video channel. I have a video channel on YouTube, and I'll talk about how I'm using it in my brand in just a little bit. But let's talk about YouTube. What's going on in YouTube? What do you think is the most important thing we need to start off with?
I think we should talk about the new, what is it called again? YouTube One channel?
Yeah, that's something that just came out, and I read the email, and I saw that you could tweak some things, and I went in and certainly created a little temporary banner, which is kind of ugly right now, but at least I tweaked it to look as good as I could with the 20 minutes I had to devote to it. Now, do you happen to have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I do, actually.
And does it have anything out there?
What is it called? I think it's just called Eric J. Fisher.
Is it?
And I probably have one video there that I just made last week.
Nice. Well, let's click on this and find out what YouTube One is.
The new layout is kind of set up to allow creators to feature different types of content.
I think this is a step forward in terms of really showcasing that what we're doing online is more structured. It feels more structured.
I can sort my content out into a bunch of different shelves and tag some of them a certain way.
And actually start to focus content on what people might want to see as well.
Which just seems like it opens up lots of doors in terms of collaborations with other users.
This new layout allows whatever your design is to scale accordingly.
It was pretty seamless the way you upload a design, and it shows you how your channel looks like in all these different interfaces.
It scales, and no matter what you have, you can see it on your desktop, you can see it on mobile.
It seems like you're getting a lot more in a smaller piece of real estate on your screen.
One thing I like is that there's just a lot more you can do. There's a lot more customizability, which at least for me and my followers is a good thing.
The new design to me is exciting because you have the welcome video for people who are not subscribed to you yet.
They're changing things up a lot, and I like change, so I think it's exciting.
Alrighty, some customizability. So the YouTube One is their thing where they're actually telling you can go in and you can pretty much rearrange what gets the centralized focus on your YouTube channel, the main page. Now, from what I understand, you can actually do some pretty creative things with the design and the layout and the branding, which is pretty interesting. I haven't done anything more than play around with the little banner, but they actually have a different, you upload one image and they'll give you a template. And they even show you, this is what it would look like on an iPhone. This is what it would look like on an iPad. This is what it would, or a tablet. And this is what it would look like on the desktop. These are the three different kind of ways we're going to display your banner up in the top of your site. And one thing that just quickly went in there, and I love this, is actually being able to create a welcome video. So you choose one of the videos on your channel, and that can be your welcome video. And that is what actually gets displayed for people who are coming to your channel who are not yet subscribed. And so you can actually give them a personal welcome, and you can beg them to subscribe and all of that stuff. And once they're subscribed, once they come to your channel again, they'll never see that video unless they unsubscribe. I think that's pretty cool.
That's a great idea. We definitely should all set that up if we're using a YouTube channel.
Yep. And of course, my welcome video is not a welcome channel, please subscribe, but my welcome video is actually my Learn How to Podcast part 1 of 8 video.
Nice.
So I figured that's the best way to introduce people to who I am and what I've got to offer on here. So I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see here. Do you have anything else that you know about this that you want to share about YouTube One channel?
Well, the design that they've got set up, it seems to be responsive. And what that means is that it's going to adapt and be optimized for all different, no matter what device somebody's consuming your video channel on, it's going to look good when they're browsing through your channel.
Right.
So,
yeah, and like before, you had the ability to do some playlists and stuff like that, but they kind of chose what layout you get, and you can actually drag and drop different elements. So you could list your recent uploads. You could do your you could do playlists. You can feature the things that you want, or you can actually choose to not feature things that you don't want to feature on your YouTube channel. I think it's a step forward. I don't think it's as big a deal as what they're making, but hey, anything they do there to help out.
But it's been a long time since YouTube has made customizing your page and brand and channel on YouTube as easy or as good looking as this.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if Pat Flynn has changed his, because I will tell you, his brand looked really great on YouTube even before YouTube One. And I kind of liked the way that mine looked like before then. Of course, I only had 20 minutes to play with it since then. But let's see here.
I don't think he has. I'm looking at his channel right now.
Yeah, he has not done it. So,
and I'm not subscribed to him, but I am now.
There you go.
Don't know why.
Is his Smart Passive Income?
Mm-hmm.
So it's youtube.com/smart passive income. Yeah, see, he has the old version, and I think it looks great.
Yeah, but he's got it set up very well.
That's what I'm saying. And so that's what I'm saying. And if you go to his, and I had mine set up pretty well, and when I switched over to YouTube channel or one channel, it actually looks the way it does now. Mine looked better the way it was before than it does now. But again, I'm pretty sure that once I get in there and optimize it for everything that they give me the ability to optimize, it's actually going to end up looking a whole lot better. So that's one thing. Now, there are a couple other things about YouTube that maybe aren't brand new, but since I hardly ever talk about YouTube, that we could certainly cover here. And one thing that they've added is something called YouTube Capture, which is an iPhone app. Tell us a little bit about that, Eric.
Yeah, YouTube Capture, this is actually something that's months old, but I thought, you know what, it makes sense, and especially the question I had to you, which was, for somebody who has an established, YouTube channel that they're using to build their brand, they've got actual, business videos out there, what kind of a benefit does having YouTube Capture, a mobile app, that then you'd suddenly take, quick video on the go, which I know you could do for business, that'd be great. But if you're wanting to, just take a quick video of you and your family or something cool that's going on in a, share what's going on in my life kind of a way, like an Instagram, but video kind of a way. This is what that app does. And you can upload it right to YouTube. However, you can actually, make it unlisted?
Yeah, that's the key there, is to make it unlisted. So this is a cool thing, and of course I have a little bit of brand confusion in my own mind about when it comes to YouTube. My main YouTube channel is youtube.com/CliffEOTC, which stands for Cliff Encouraging Others Through Christ. That was my original username online before I even got into podcasting and all that other stuff. So, and of course I've just always used that. And the YouTube channel used to all be really personal stuff, like just me hanging out with the family, doing things, showing people the big blizzard outside and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, once I started to get more serious about taking my brand as a business, I started to upload business stuff. And when I found out that I could go in and choose what videos are public and which ones are quote unquote unlisted, I actually went in and spent about an hour one day going in and making all of my non-business related videos as unlisted. So that means they don't show up in search results, and they certainly don't show up on my YouTube channel. But they're still available online, and I can still embed them in blog posts, and that's what I love. So for
social media purposes, Twitter and Facebook.
Exactly. So
and Google Plus, we won't forget them.
Oh yeah, that thing. But anyway, so what I can do is I might actually have tutorials and professionally produced videos and all this other stuff on my YouTube channel, but I can still go out and record a quick little update from a conference, or hey, I'm in New York City, check out this, who I just ran into, in a quick little 45-second or a 3-minute video of me running into a friend and stuff like that, and it's just something quick and easy and good to share with folks. And that actually doesn't have to go as my latest upload on my YouTube channel. I can just mark it as unlisted, and then I can share it on Facebook, just the unique URL with Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of those things. And if I wanted to, I could come back and just embed that on my blog post or in a private membership forum or whatever the case may be. And I still get to share that video. This has helped me with one big issue, and that is originally I wanted to have one YouTube channel for my personal, private, fun videos, and then I wanted to have another channel for my business stuff. And actually, I used to. I actually have, and it's still out there. It's at youtube.com/podcastanswerman, which, by the way, I encourage you not to subscribe to that. Instead, subscribe to Cliff EOTC. But anyway, so I did. I created a secondary account just for the business stuff. And there's just no easy way outside of, signing in and out or doing multiple sign-on or different browser sessions and stuff like that, to switch between the two. And I wanted to switch between the two often. So that's what I did. So basically, personal stuff is unlisted. Business stuff that I want everybody to see is listed. It is public. Although I also use the unlisted video functionality for business stuff too, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But going back to YouTube Capture, is this something that is appealing to you?
It is, because I definitely want to do more, on the go. Like you said, and you and I have been talking about, attending PodCamp Nashville coming up here, and it would be cool to, take a quick video and say, hey, I'm here with so-and-so, and here's what we're doing, and it's good to see them, and all that kind of stuff, and just post it out to Twitter and Facebook and just share it, but not have it be part of, the videos that I will be producing for future projects,
Yeah. Now, one thing I did notice is that built into the feature of the YouTube Capture app is image stabilization. And what I have found is...
Oh, that's freaky.
Yeah, is that you do not want to use image stabilization. It makes you look like, well, if you're watching it, it looks like you've done some kind of psychedelic drug or something, because
maybe that is what you want.
Maybe it is what you want, exactly. But image stabilization, not too cool. The only thing that, here's the deal. We've always had the ability to upload videos to YouTube, so on our iPhones, or at least we have for a long time. You could have actually just gone in and created a video and then gone to your camera roll and found the video and hit upload and upload it to YouTube. That's been around for a long time.
Right.
But I don't know about you, Eric. That thing never really worked for me. It seemed like it always timed out or gave me errors, or
it's a bit clunky and it's not intuitive. This is much more intuitive. It also actually will let you do some trimming of the video, some color correction, and even add in, music tracks if you want it.
Yeah, so it's coming along now. It isn't quite iMovie yet, which I think will be neat if they actually start putting in where you can bring in a little animated opening and some transitions and stuff like that. And I think that probably will be coming in the future. Wouldn't you? Do you think that?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. It would make sense. One of the only drawbacks, although not for us, is that this is iOS only. That does mean you can use it on all iPhones, well, recent iPhones, iPod Touches, and then they just recently made it in a universal app, so now it's available for iPad and iPad Mini as well.
Excellent.
Would you shoot video on your iPad Mini?
Yeah, absolutely.
I I would on my iPad.
Yeah, iPad's excellent. It's got a decent camera, and there's nothing more awesome than actually having the big, huge, gigantic iPad screen to preview what you're actually recording. It actually is a very nice view screen.
Yeah. So. And I know people's like, oh no, don't be the guy who's like holding up the... I'm like, what's so bad about having a giant television screen in front of you that's recording? Anyways.
Yeah.
I don't do it that often because I usually have the phone in my pocket, but...
Yeah. Well, anyway, YouTube Capture, I think it's cool, and it's something that I plan on using from time to time. The one thing is I tried it a lot when it first came out. I have not tried any of the updates since, and I did have some concerns back then. And you can tell me, Eric, if these have been solved. Well, number one, occasionally I would get a timeout, and it wouldn't actually upload. And when it didn't upload the first time, it seemed to be very difficult for it to actually try a second time, like to actually pause it or reset it and stuff like that.
I think that's probably part of what's been updated or fixed in the app so far. Part of that has to do with cellular data as well as the size of the video based on the length of the video. So
yeah, I have no problem with it timing out. The question is, what is it going to do with it when that happens? Is the video still there? Can I actually do something with the video once it's failed?
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they've either fixed that already or that a fix is coming. But here's the other thing that I ran into as an issue is I created this video and I told it, yeah, go ahead and share that on Facebook and Twitter. And then all of a sudden it gets posted to thousands of people, and people are clicking the link because they're seeing it in real time. And it says, this video is not yet finished processing, or this video does not exist yet. And that was a really big issue. So you upload a 5-minute video, and then all of a sudden there's no video there for them to watch, but it posts the link as soon as it finishes uploading.
Yeah, that I remember seeing that as well. That can be an issue. I don't know if that's fixed yet. I do know that it looks like, from me looking at the app right now, when you open it, you can actually go into your camera roll of videos. So it doesn't have to be that you shoot the video in the app itself. You can shoot it with the regular full screen built-in camera, and then have it saved and then import it into this app.
Okay, so you could actually use iMovie on the iPhone.
Exactly.
And then import that and upload it through the YouTube Capture.
Right.
Okay, that's interesting. That's good. So the one thing though, and this is my question, and I don't know if you have the answer, but what I would like to be able to do is upload the video to YouTube, have it be unlisted, which I know is an option. And then once it's up there and I can actually confirm that it's been processed, can I go into the app, click on that video, and then share it from the app after the fact?
I'm not sure if you can share it from the Capture app, but I'm pretty sure you could share it from the iOS YouTube app.
Yes, yeah, that if you can't do that, that's I think ridiculous. I think you should be able to go in and afterwards and then share those videos after the fact, because that's when you want to do it, after you know that the videos have been processed and that they're working fine and stuff like that. So, but yeah, YouTube Capture, I think it's a great step forward, and I'm glad to see that it's there.
I will do a test of that certain scenario you just said, and once I know the answer, I will post it in the show notes to this episode.
Excellent. Very cool. All right, so the thing is, YouTube, one of the big gripes that I had about YouTube, actually I had two very huge gripes about YouTube for the very longest time. Number one was that for forever they had a 10-minute video limit. And that was kind of tough. And everybody's like, well, you just create 10-minute videos. And of course, now they've removed that restriction for so many people, if not everybody, or at least it's easy to upgrade to get rid of that limit. And I sometimes will go back and do a search for videos, and there's some like really old TV shows that I watched when I was a kid that I want to watch on YouTube, and I know that they're there. And we're talking about a TV show that had 30 episodes per season, and there were 4 seasons, and every episode is broken up to like 8 parts. And I'm like, oh man, come on, this is ridiculous. And so there's like 400 different videos you have to actually go through, and you Once you get finished with season 3, episode 2, part 4, you've got to find season 3, episode 4, part whatever. So that was ridiculous. But anyway, one of the things that I do know that is rolled out to every YouTube channel I've created is that when you start a brand new YouTube channel, there is still a limit from what I know, from at least from when I created one for one of my children. But if you go in and say, hey, I want to remove the time limit, you can give them your cell phone number and they'll send you a text message with a code and you can put it in and it will eliminate that time limit. Have you found that do you still have the time limit, or can you upload 3 hours?
I did, and I was just looking that up, and I found that I can upload now longer than 15, but I'm looking to try and find what is the actual limit when you upgrade.
As far as I know, I don't believe there is one.
Okay.
And I know for a fact that I've actually uploaded 2.5-hour videos.
Oh, well then, nice. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, and I've actually watched a couple. I watched a Billy Joel concert in Shea Stadium the other day that was 2 hours long. I watched a Simon and Garfunkel video concert in Central Park a couple weeks ago that was 2 hours in length. So
okay, yeah, it does say in the Wikipedia article for YouTube that the site's rules are modified in December 2010 to allow users to upload videos of unlimited length, but you have to request it.
Yeah, yeah, you do have to request it. So that took away that gripe, but still my biggest gripe and concern about YouTube for the longest time was the very embarrassing thumbnails.
Yes.
I mean, here's the deal. One of the reasons I like audio is because I look a lot better in audio than I do in video.
You sound better than you look.
Thanks, Eric. I appreciate that. I love it. No, I agree with that statement. But here's the thing. I mean, I'm not a bad looking person, but I sure do have a lot of thumbnails out there that YouTube captured just randomly, and my mouth is contorted all funny and sideways, and I'm like, seriously? This is, I mean, and what they would do is they would randomly, or not randomly, they would actually do it like 25% of the way through, 50% of the way through, 75% of the way through. And people actually said, if you actually, just throw up, just for a second, throw up a little 1 second video frame in there and hide it in, you can actually trick the system to pull that. And people tried that for a while. I tried it. It never worked for me. And stuff like that. But YouTube thumbnails were notoriously horrible. And it's one of the reasons why, even after they removed the time limit, I still went to other services to upload my videos. Well, in the Wikipedia article, does it actually tell you when they actually removed or when they gave everybody the ability to go in and do the thumbnails?
I believe, I'm not finding it here right away, but I believe that it was some point in late 2011.
Okay.
Early 2012.
And if you create a brand new channel today, I'm not sure that you'll have the ability to upload videos.
I don't think you do, because I was frustrated looking for it the other day, and my channel is pretty new.
Okay, and so you don't have the ability to upload a custom video or
I could not figure out where to switch the thumbnail.
Yeah, so you would actually go into your video manager and click on edit, and it'll show you the 3 thumbnails that it chose, and then right below it'll actually have a little button that says upload a thumbnail.
Yeah, now, I think I couldn't find that.
Yeah, if you couldn't find it, then that's not turned on, but here's how you get it turned on. You simply go into the monetization settings of your YouTube channel and tell it that, yes, it's okay to monetize my video. And then you only have to have monetization turned on at least one video. You don't have to turn it on for all of them, but you turn monetization on for at least one video. And then I think it took probably about a week for my other channel to convert over to giving me the ability to upload custom thumbnails. But now I do have the ability to upload custom thumbnails. And if you go to youtube.com/CliffEOTC, surprisingly, if you look on my recent uploads, you'll see that there are a ton of videos that do have it, and some I still haven't gone back and uploaded yet. But yeah, it makes a big difference. Matter of fact, I'll tell you where it makes the biggest difference. go to podcastanswerman.com/equipment. And that is where it made a massive difference there. So right underneath my equipment packages, you'll see where it says Heil PR40 package setup instructions. And one of the things I will tell you about YouTube, YouTube thumbnails is you have to know where that button, the play button, is going to be in the middle. You have to also take into consideration that they're going to have a little border at the top. And all of those things. And what I did is I actually went and created a 1280 by 720p pixel template. And I actually have that play button and the border that I can throw over top any image that I'm actually creating as a thumbnail. And then I can preview it and I can move the text above or below or up or down or to the right or to the left to make sure that when this is actually embedded on a site, that the button or the little bar at the top is not covering up important text that I want it to be, or that I want to be displayed.
That's great.
It's awesome stuff. So yeah, YouTube. Let's see here. What else did I have in my notes for this? So unlisted videos. We've already talked a lot about them.
Yeah.
But another place where I used unlisted videos, I have Podcasting A to Z online training course.
Right.
And every Friday I do about a 2-hour group coaching call. It's a webinar in essence, and I answer tons of questions from my A to Z students. And afterwards, I export that to a 720p video, which is full HD, it's HD anyway. And after I'm done, I upload it to my YouTube channel as an unlisted video. And I just take the link to that and embed it into the private discussion forum and say, hey guys, here's the video from our call. And I just make sure that people know, say, listen, this is an unlisted video. This means that if you have the direct URL, you could share this, but please do me a favor and don't share it with anybody. And that's the cool thing is I deal with it. I pretty much only deal with people that I trust. And so far, I've not had anybody really violate my trust or anything like that by taking content that they've purchased or have access to because if they've paid for a service or a product. And it just works. I literally have thousands of videos, it seems, all over the place. And a lot of those are unlisted videos. Not only that, but I've been creating a ton of little one-off tutorials. And those are unlisted videos as well, and I created a little shortcut list. So the most frequently asked questions that I get, oftentimes in email or in my A to Z course or something like that. And so I say, hey, I'm really thinking, should I get that compressor limiter gate that you have? What would be the benefits? Blah 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 blah. And of course, it always comes to me as a question. Hey Cliff, I have a quick question. Do you think I should get the MDX 4600 compressor limiter gate? And it's like they think that that's a quick question. Well, the thing is the truth is it is a quick question, but it's not a quick answer. It's a 29-minute video answer. And
I just happen to have that right here.
And I finally created that bad boy. And so now I go into everything that I think you ought to think about when it comes to, do you want to get an MDX 4600? And the answer to the question is, do I need one? Is no. Do you want one? Let me tell you why you may or may not. Here you go. So, Anyway, so that's what I'm using unlisted videos for. I have a ton of unlisted videos, and I love them. And the cool thing, when a video is unlisted, it will not show up in a Google search. It won't show up in a YouTube search. Nobody will see it on your channel. It does not show up. It's almost as though it doesn't exist on the web unless somebody has the direct URL, which is a randomly generated URL. And also, the only other way people would see an unlisted video is if you embed that video somewhere for people to see.
Right.
Now, the thing is, the one drawback is it is possible to embed the unlisted video on your blog, and people could click through to the YouTube link and then have the URL and share it with people. Now, there is a podcast episode I did a long time ago, and it was the plugins that I recommend. And one of the plugins that I recommend is Lead Player. And if you want to find out about Lead Player, it is, let's see here. I'm looking right now, podcastanswerman.com/271. Again, that's podcastanswerman.com/271. And that is where I talk about the plugins that I highly recommend. And Lead Player is one of them. And Lead Player allows you to take a YouTube video, an unlisted YouTube video even, and put it in your site. And it gives you the ability, if you want to take away the YouTube watermark, and people can watch it on your site, but they won't be able to click through to see it on YouTube, which means that they won't know what that unique URL is, where it's pulling from.
That's great stuff.
So yeah, anyway, fun stuff. That's unlisted videos, and that's pretty much how I'm using YouTube. I do have youtube.com/podcast-answerman, and there are a handful of videos over there, maybe 11 or 12 videos. They are embedded in other places. Some of them have some massively high number of views, but I'm tempted to just take them down. I'm just tempted to take them down, move them over to my main channel, and only have the one channel, because certainly I'm not adding anything else to that other channel. Everything's going under Cliff EOTC. So now that they've taken away my time limit, they've given me the ability to do custom upload of thumbnails. I can actually unlist videos. Those are the three big things. I'm using YouTube a lot now. Here's the only thing that I wish they would let me do. I wish they let me go in and change my username from Cliff. I want to change my username from Cliff EOTC to Podcast Answerman, or to Cliff Ravenscraft.
Yeah.
And if they would let me do one of those two, or let me change my username or my permalink or whatever you want to call it, that would be just so darn awesome.
That would be great. Yeah, one YouTube channel to rule them all.
Exactly. And then it would truly be youtube.com/one channel.
Yes.
All right. So, Daniel is saying in the chat room, he says, you can change how it displays. Now,
well, we'll have to look into that.
Well, I will check into that. Now, if he's talking about the fact that if you go to youtube.com/Cliff EOTC, now it'll actually say Cliff Ravenscraft. It doesn't actually say Cliff EOTC on my YouTube channel, but the URL is still very much youtube.com/Cliff EOTC. So what I'm looking to change is not how my name is displayed, because I know that I can change that, and I have. But what I want to do is I want to actually change the actual physical URL, or the permalink, or the what do they call that? The Facebook calls them the what do you call that? I know that's got a name.
We were debating this in my office just the other day. It's not a subdomain. That would be the domain prior to. It'd be like cliffeotc.youtube.com. It's a subfolder. Sub-account.
It's a vanity URL.
That's it. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. That's the name, and I couldn't come up with it. It is a vanity URL. So I want to actually change my YouTube vanity URL.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, so YouTube. That's a topic we haven't covered a lot here.
Yeah, and actually, let's continue this conversation in the show notes in the comment section for this episode, where people can go and they can give us what they use their YouTube channel for, or if they know other tips and tricks and tweaks that you can do with your channel to make it awesome, or mobile stuff that they've done. I would like to know myself. I'm curious.
That would be interesting. I would love to have that in an ongoing conversation. Just go to podcastanswerman.com/301. podcastanswerman.com/301. I do have two other things that I want to share that people I've seen do. Tim Arthur is a good friend of mine, and he actually has a podcast called The Tech Monks. And one of the things that he did with his podcast was upload his audio for his YouTube channel, or of his audio podcast. And he actually would go in and use the annotations and you could actually cause the annotations to links. And he would actually go in and create text overlays that if you click on them will jump you to different portions of the video. So it was almost like creating chapters within his audio podcast, and it would jump them to and from different sections of each of those audio podcasts, which is pretty darn awesome. I think that a YouTube channel is best used for creating content for the thing there, but that's a situation where I could actually see creating a separate YouTube channel, one for your real video content, and then one called, for example, it could be, youtube.com/Pam Audio or something like that, or the, audio show.
Yeah.
But the other thing I've seen somebody do before is they have their assistant go in and do a transcript of the entire episode of their audio podcast. And then they have somebody go in and take their audio and bring it into a video editor. And they put a whole page of text on the screen. And then at the end, when the audio gets to the place where it's at the end of that page, then they actually switch over to another image that shows the next big chunk of text. So it's kind of like you can read it as it's playing, and it actually is flipping through the page for you.
Cool.
So I've seen podcasters who have done that. And here's the one thing I will tell you is creating video content on YouTube for YouTube is very valuable. In fact, using screencasts is just out of this world. My video number 1 of Learn How to Podcast is now, I'm looking at it right here, 30,042 views. So that's 30,000 people who are now familiar with the fact that, hey, this Cliff Ravenscraft guy has some information related to podcasting. That you can imagine that's done a lot of good things for me and my brand. So that's pretty awesome.
Definitely.
And there's a whole lot more. But yes, let's go ahead and carry that conversation into the comment section, and we'd love to hear some of the additional things that you're doing. I know we haven't talked about closed captioning. We haven't talked about, we really haven't talked a whole lot about the annotations. One other thing I heard about was that on a YouTube channel, you can actually choose one YouTube channel or one YouTube video to be something that you advertise on all of your YouTube videos. Have you heard about that?
Oh, yeah. That's a good one too.
Yeah. So you can have, let's just say if you're doing a special promotion of your podcasting A to Z course, which I probably should do this. I could actually make it, I'm not sure. Does it show at the end of the video? Is that how it works? Or is it?
Yeah, there's a couple options, I think.
Okay. So you could actually you can basically advertise one of your YouTube videos on every other YouTube video that you have, which is huge. And I have not taken advantage of that. So there's a lot of things like that we can cover. Just let's carry that conversation on over into podcastanswerman.com/301. Throw it in there into the comments, and we'll carry on that conversation. Eric, anything you want to plug while you're still here, my friend?
Hey, I will plug our fellow friend, Daniel J. Lewis. I just did an episode interview with him on my show, Beyond the To-Do List. He is a podcaster. We talk all about productivity as a podcaster and his first year and a half in building his entrepreneurial endeavors. You check that out. It's beyondthetodolist.com/23.
Excellent. Thank you. So beyondthetodolist.com/23. Eric can be found on Twitter at twitter.com/Eric. Eric J. Fisher.
The letter K. Eric with a K, the letter J, yes. Fisher.
I should probably get more sleep. Anyway, and also, if you guys are interested, we're going to be at PodCamp Nashville.
Yes.
Which is what, May 5th?
4th. Saturday, May 4th.
Saturday, May 4th in Nashville, Tennessee. Eric and I hopefully will be speaking there. Of course, PodCamp Nashville, don't tell us until...
We will be there.
We'll be
there.
No
matter what, to hang out. Come shake our hand and hang out with us.
And we have proposed some pretty darn awesome sessions as well. And oh, by the way, Dan Miller will be there as well. And he and I are leading a session together. So it's going to be awesome. Eric, thank you for everything, my friend.
You are welcome. Always great hanging out with you, Cliff.
Well, my friends, that is going to wrap it up for this episode of Podcast Answer Man. I hope that you have enjoyed this conversation that Eric and I had today. Can't believe that after 301 episodes, I'm just now getting around to giving YouTube a little bit of the attention it deserves. Maybe more to come in future weeks and months ahead. Certainly have overlooked it for far too long. As far as covering it, certainly I've been using it. And there's so much more I could do to use it even better. And as I find ways to take my YouTube usage and functionality to the next level, I'll share those details with you here in this show. Hey, big week to say thank you to those of you who have been using my affiliate link for Bluehost. As you guys know, if you use my affiliate link for Bluehost when you sign up for your hosting account for your website, I get a very generous commission. And I do mean very generous. It's a good one. Anyway, I want to say thank you to the people behind the following domains: avidwoodworker.com, wickedsportslounge.com, theawesomeaddiction.com, and craiglisters.com. Again, that's avidwoodworker.com, wickedsportslounge.com, theawesomeaddiction.com, and craiglisters.com. All of them used my affiliate link. If you want to find out about my thoughts on hosting, whether you should go to shared hosting with Bluehost or maybe virtual private server with somebody like Servant Hosting, head over to podcastanswerman.com/hosting. It has all of my notes on hosting there. Also, thank you for those of you who have been purchasing equipment from my website at podcastanswerman.com/equipment. Have sold several Podcast Answer Man packages lately. That's been kind of nice. And for those of you who are looking for something, maybe just one-off items, thank you for using my B&H affiliate links over there on that page as well. Upcoming events, I've got plenty of them. Social Media Marketing World, San Diego, California, April 7th through 9th. I'll be speaking there. If you want to sign up, go to gspn.tv/social media for more details. Of course, we are hosting a big meetup. Myself, Stephanie, and Pat Flynn, all of us together. I think there's only like 20 some odd tickets left though. So you need to get there quick if you want to come and see us and hang out with us at Pizza on 5th, I think is what it's called. We've got the entire restaurant. We reserved the whole thing, and we can only allow 100 people to join us. But if you go to podcastanswerman.com/meetup, you can learn more details. If you're in the San Diego area, we would love to meet you there. And then, of course, I've got some other conferences coming up, but I'll just leave it at that. I've only got about 28 seconds left. And I will say this. I have announced the date for my next Podcasting A to Z course. It is going to start on Monday, May 20th. More details at podcastingatoz.com. Thank you so much. I'll be back again next week. Until then, take everything you do to the next level.
Podcast Answer Man.